Welcome viewers to this NPTEL course on educational leadership. In the last class, we are discussing about turnaround leadership and how he should possess some potential personal capabilities, professional capabilities, as well as some key competences to be successful in bringing the transformation in the institution. So, to be successful both as an academic leader as well as an transformational leader in bringing the changes in the institutions. So, now today we will discuss about educational entrepreneurship. Again, as we have already discussed, turnaround leadership, it goes beyond certain capabilities and attributes only. Similarly, the educational entrepreneurship, again it is beyond turnaround leadership. So, of course, a leader, an academician without having this turnaround leadership views, visions and mission or abilities cannot be an entrepreneur. But nowadays, now in this emerging 21st century with the globalizations and with the technological advancement, technology evolution, etc. evolution. So, we are observing that that some potential educational entrepreneurs have also landed off in the field of education. Now, education has become an industry, and with the ICT evolution and with the globalizations, so many potential bright academicians, students, enthusiastic people, even the talented engineers, software engineers, academicians, by leaving the job and the companies, now they have taken up this adventure, this as a startup business, as a startup, not only from business point of view only for getting the profit, making profit, but having some vision and mission of some noble vision and mission of bringing the change in the society in the field of education. So, in this PPT, in this slide lecture, at the end I have given some YouTube videos, ideas. So, you please go through these things. These are very lengthy, time taking things. So, we may not have sufficient time to show it, but you go through it also, there you can find out. But besides those 2-3, there are immense number of upcoming educational entrepreneurs. They are landing up in Indian education industry. So, and from whom if you listen to them and what is their vision and strategies and the mission, so we can also find out like the gap areas in our education system. So, earlier also we have already discussed about challenges that our education leaders they face, challenges, issues, and how to manage the diversity, and what is the range of diversity that exists in our education system. Then how to bring uniformity in order to improve the quality, how much uniformity is required, is necessary in terms of curriculum, content, etc. So, how to enhance and ensure quality. So, all these aspects are there, and these educational entrepreneurs are actually trying to fill up those gaps which they perceive in our education system. So, here we will discuss about what do we mean by educational entrepreneurs, what are the special skills, qualities and personality attributes they possess, and what actually exactly motivates them to be the educational entrepreneurs. So, now let us discuss about, so educational entrepreneurship, or you can say educational entrepreneurs are a rare breed of innovators. They are the innovators, they are the transformers, transforming leaders, they are the change agents of the society. So, it is a rare breed of innovator whose characteristics and activities may lead to transformation. So, they are innovators, they are the thinkers, they are the creative thinkers, imaginators, they are the visionaries who wants to bring certain changes in the system. So, it is a rare breed of innovator whose characteristics and activities may lead to transformation, not merely in the slight improvement, but of the whole system, education system. As I have just now told that because they perceive some kind of lacunas, some kind of gaps in our systems, being the creative thinker, they perceive those gaps, and they are very impatient, and they cannot sit idle, and they have taken the decision to be an innovator, to be a creative thinker in getting into the business of starting the startup business, and that too in educational enterprise, in social enterprise, in education, just to bring, not only to bring some modification in learning behavior, teaching behavior, but to bring the drastic transformation in the education, public education system. Now, within education, social entrepreneurs create many different types of organizations that seek to have a positive impact on the broader system. Like within so education, again you can say it is a social enterprise as well, it is an aspect of the social enterprise. So, with education we want to bring the development in the society, in the community. So, some of the social entrepreneurs who are already working in the field of education, besides health and other things, skill development, other things. So, those are the NGOs which are already working in the field of education through their activities, like literacy programs, primary literacy or the adult literacy or mass education or skill development or computer literacy or mathematical or you can say basic literacy programs. So, these kind of things are already running, are already going on, being taken over by some of the NGOs. That means these NGOs through their social entrepreneurial work, they bring certain changes, some modifications, some changes, some development in the society, but these are very partial. You can say these are very, you can say very minimum, or the some percentage of changes in certain communities, not uniform, not bringing total or drastic changes in the system, but some aspects, some parts of the system. Now educational entrepreneurs primarily again they play three crucial roles. First is that they act as a change agents. Though they want to bring complete transformation in the whole education system by by implementing their innovative ideas, by strategically designing and executing their action plans through the help of technology, catering to the needs of individual learners. And again, but before that they also do some kind of research, some kind of surveys and research for getting the feedback, or to know that what actually the learners needs are, the parents needs are, the stakeholders requirements are. So, after doing all kinds of research, they start their startup innovative process. So, they want to bring the change. So, that is that they are the change agents, real change agents. So, they demonstrate what is possible when the resources are used differently. We have a lot of resources, but these are dispersed, unutilized. So, they just try to identify those resources and try to convince us that how if we can strategically use these resources, then how we can bring modification or total transformation in our society. So, when the resources are used differently and point the way towards how the policy and practice might be changed in the light of what they accomplish. So, that means with the differential use of the different resources, strategically using those things, and how to bring some modification in the policy and practice, how through these alterations, slight alteration, how we can bring innovative change in our system and how it can be accomplished, they want to show it. So, that is called this is called the catalytic impact. So, how to bring that catalytic impact in our education system, the educational entrepreneurs wants to show us, wants to give us an idea of, like, with the proper utilization of the different resources, how to assemble it, how to align with all these things with each other, and also to align the policy and practices with our resources, how we can bring total transformation in our education system. Then again they have to be co-opticians. Co-opticians means they have to combine, that is they have to combine the competition as well as the cooperation. All of us we can observe that when these educational entrepreneurs are there, even though one person has started as a as a innovator or the thinker, but gradually he gathers some team members. So, gradually he co-opts his team members, his friends, his collaborators, his financiers. So, gradually in order to progress and proceed, he gradually builds up his own team, that is collaborative team. But initially he might have thought of this new vision and how to implement it. So, initially even though he himself has started, but gradually he gathers his friends, his collaborators, his financer, and now and start working as a team. So, here that means he perfectly combines competition and cooperation for bringing change within the system. So, because simultaneously so many other education entrepreneurs are also working. So, now he has to understand what they are doing, on which aspect they are focusing, etc., and in which way I should be different, I should be unique, but again our goal should be same to bring the change. So, he has to perfectly blend the combination of competition as well as the cooperation. As we have already discussed that first communication. So, communication after conceptualization of thought, he has to communicate, he has to convince others, he has to persuade others and build up his team, the collaborators. So, he has to perfectly combine the cooperation as well as the competition in order to bring the change in the system. Then possess new skill sets and the mindsets. As we have already discussed, in case of the turnaround leaders also, he need to possess certain capacities, certain capabilities, attributes, personality attributes, some key competencies. Similarly, here educational entrepreneurs, they have to again they have to the trendsetters, they have to the innovators in field of education, as well as they have to possess some entrepreneurship skills in order to be successful. So, possess the new skill sets and the mindsets. So, what are these skill sets? To retain the achievement oriented staff and create healthy work culture, because he has to, because he has just started a new business, he is a startup beginner or the beginning, that means beginner or the novice entrepreneur. So, he has to he has to retain his staff, he has to retain his supporting staff with whom he has started, and for that matter he has to achieve certain goals, certain ambitions. So, he has to how to retain the achievement oriented staff, he has to achieve the success to some extent, and with that success he has to retain the staff to make them more oriented towards work. So, he has to retain the achievement oriented staff, those who are very ambitious, they are very focused, they are very effortful, they are also sharing the same vision, and to create a healthy work culture. So, in the initial stage, that means within first few years it may not be that successful in terms of in terms of recognition, in terms of profit, but this is that, but they do not focus on the profit, rather they want to they just want to be sustainable. So, for that matter, in order to be sustainable, to earn minimum things, minimum finance, so that they can run the business. So, in the initial years, so they really have to work hard to be achievement oriented, success oriented, and for that matter here they have to, all the members, they have to be sustainable in retaining the support, retaining the effort, continuing the effort and motivation, and to create a healthy work culture. So, so simultaneously they have to develop new skill sets. What are these new skill sets? As the developers of learning laboratories, as because they are because they are educational entrepreneurs, they have to be the developers of different maybe different laboratory components, different virtual laboratory, maybe e-contents, maybe animated that means multimedia content. So, they have to develop so many things with the help of the technology. So, that is either laboratory content or the curriculum content, where the experimentation and ongoing learning are engaged. So, where that means especially in e-learning business, how to personalize the whole learning experience for individual learner, then again how to create learning content with the multimedia, and how to engage individual learner, and again how to develop different kind of feedback mechanism through LMS tools, etc. Then how to evaluate and assess their performance, all kinds of things. So, they have to act as a developer, innovative developer, ensuring that all the students receive high quality public education. So, here the ultimate goal motto is that not to compromise in the quality. So, even in the e-learning platform, even in the you can say education entrepreneurship business, a new business, startup business. So, they have to ensure the quality education, quality public educations. So, even though it is being provided in the informal mode, but its primary focus is on improving or giving the top quality education. Now, providing the supplemental educational services according to the No Child Left Behind Act. Like they have formally, they have identified what are the gaps, lacunas in the formal education system, and looking into that gaps. So, they try to innovate certain strategies, certain curricula, certain learning material, supplemental educational services as well as the content, so that they can cater to the requirement of this No Child Left Behind Act. So, that means by addressing to the loopholes of the formal education system, so they try to address fill those gaps through supplementary educational content and services. So, here they are also being guided by the No Child Left Behind Act. This is a model given by the Norway government's strategic plan for entrepreneurship in education. How we can bring entrepreneurship in education system. The Norway government has they have developed a strategic plan in 2004 and 8. So, this is the model given by them, that entrepreneurship in education and training. That means, this entrepreneurship training can be given to our educationist or our educational administrator, etc., through training also. So, here they have developed like that, developing some personal qualities and attributes. So, they have to focus on developing certain personal qualities, like just now we have discussed of certain developing new skill sets and the mindset. You have to develop the right mindset, positive mindset as well as the skill set. So, developing the personal qualities and the attitudes, like to take the initiative. Yes, you have to be very proactive, you have to be very innovative in taking the initiative, innovation, creativity. Yes, you have to be a creative thinker, to take the risk taker. You are being an entrepreneur, you have to be a risk taker, self confident, because you have already done a lot of homework in in calculating the outcome, calculating the consequences. So, that has built up your self confidence. Then to collaborate and also other kinds of social skills like interpersonal skill, communication skill, other kinds of things. So, these are some of the personal qualities and attitudes you have to develop. Then learning the subjects and basic skills. Then on which domain, whether you are going to do it in the science domain, humanities domain, technical domain, medical domain, engineering, then technology, in which domain you are going to do it. So, you have to learn the subjects as well. So, you have to acquire the domain knowledge through learning the subjects and the basic skills, through the use of entrepreneurial working methods. And after learning those subjects and contents and developing the basic skills, like you have to learn the basic skills of being an entrepreneur. So, being an entrepreneur is not just enough, no, you have learned the subjects or you have the innovative ideas, but how to execute this, how to implement those ideas, because you need to collaborate with so many other members, like you need to collaborate with a financer who will provide you the finance. First important thing is that you need to collaborate with a financer by convincing him. He must be having the same kind of vision and mission, and he also shares his experience and motivation or the goal of he has by being willing to provide you the finance. So, first of all you have to organize, you have to arrange a financer who will be well convinced and who is convinced about not only our ideas, etc., but who must trust you, who must have the faith on your potentials. So, who must be completely convinced about investing money on this, on your project, etc. So, that is thing. Then what are the other things about the logistic, about the technology, from where to procure it, how to get it, from even starting from a locating a place, establishing an office, all kinds of logistic, technology, A to Z of starting a business. You need to. So, for that matter you need to consult with the chartered accountant as well, economist as well, a HR professional as well. So, all kinds of people with whom you have to negotiate, collaborate and discuss the whole issue. So, the basic skills through the use of entrepreneurial working method, and again you have to also learn what are the entrepreneurial methods that work for the beginners, for the startup business, and that too in the education industry. So, you have to learn all those basic skills. Then learning knowledge and skills concerning the business development and innovation processes. Here again, how to grow, how to develop, how to develop your business, or business development, what sort of strategies you should take up, what sort of innovative processes you should try to apply or experiment with. So what would be the innovative processes for the education industry, for the education startup, for the business development, and how to grow it through its that means for your publicity and marketing is again another thing, but only publicity and marketing without the output, without the result will not serve the purpose. So how to strategically align all those components, the publicity, then publicity, then marketing, then results, then then your infrastructure, then your finance, how to align all those components to make it a more successful growing business. So this is about the entrepreneurship in education training model. The next is that again here entrepreneurship competences model. So again, as we have already discussed, entrepreneurs, the educational entrepreneurs also, they need to acquire, need to possess certain skills, competencies. So let us discuss about this. Now there is the cognitive competence. They need to have some cognitive competencies, like in the domain of knowledge. Primary main domain is the knowledge, and the subdomains, like under the knowledge there are be 3 subdomains, like is the mental models. What would be your mental model? The design, the layout of the business you have thought of, that is the mental model. The declarative knowledge, that is the facts, informations that you have gathered, the declarative knowledge, and the self insight, that is the self insight, like the intuition with what creative ideas and intuition you want to proceed, that is the self insight. And the interpretations, like mental model is how to get the things done, that is the architecture, the blueprint of your model. The declarative knowledge is the basic facts, information, etc., etc., and self insight is that self efficacy of being an entrepreneur. Now self insight is not just enough to have an intuitive idea or imagination of creating this kind of education industry, but your self efficacy, like the qualities, the potentialities, the domain knowledge that you possess, and your self belief about your own potentialities or capabilities. So self efficacy of being an entrepreneur. This is the one of the competency, cognitive competencies, that is in the knowledge domain. Then similarly, again cognitive competencies in the domain of the skills, and the main domain of the skills, like what are the skills that you are required to possess or acquire, that is the marketing skill. As we have already discussed, that marketing skill, by publicity skills. So marketing skills means dealing with the customers and doing the market research. So prior to starting the business, we need to have some information about the about the stakeholders, about the target groups, about the customers. So who will be the customers? The students of which age group, and who will be the student, whether secondary level students, higher secondary level students, or the technical students, who will be your target group. So they are the customers. What would be their characteristics, the learner characteristics. So the customers characteristics, again who are the other stakeholders who are related to your customers, and what is the market, where you are going to locate it, whether it is a metropolitan city or a town or a rural area, etc. So you have to do some kind of initial market research about your customers, about your stakeholders. Then resource skills. What are the resources available? Like for creating the business plan and securing the resources access. Yes, these are the resources available, like in terms of human resource, in terms of the good teachers, in terms of the good content, in terms of the some technology access, in terms of the finance. So what are the resources available, and how to how to generate those resources, whether it is available or we have to create through collaboration, through negotiation, etc. So what are the resources required for this business, and how to generate, how to locate, how to create those resources, and so creating the business plan and securing the resource access. After that, you have to convince others, those who are going to invest their time, effort, and the money, etc. So by convincing, by making them learn about the business plan, making them understand about your business plan, and securing the resource access, and then convincing them to provide their resources, to provide the access to their resources. So then opportunity skills. Now you are designing a business plan, and what is the opportunity in the market, what is the avenues and the opportunities in the market. So opportunity skills in terms of prompt in availing the opportunities. Yes, now you can find out, yes, this year there are in the coming year so many lakhs, so many thousands, so many lakh number of students are going to appear the HS exam, higher secondary exam or entrance exam, etc. Now this is the opportunity, I should start up my business in education. So this is the opportunity, I want to avail it. So the entrepreneur is very prompt in availing these opportunities. Then of course, the interpersonal skills in motivating the customers, motivating the stakeholders, motivating the supporting staff, motivating the parents to send their children, motivating. So all kinds of stakeholders, how to motivate others and lead the people. So motivating others and playing the role of a leadership. So for that matter, you need to establish healthy interpersonal relationship with others. The learning skills mean you are a very active learner. You can quickly learn something, you can quickly unlearn something, you can quickly relearn. Your grasping power, learning skill is very active. So and strategic skill means when you are designing the business plan and is going to execute it, to manage the resources, to to create the provision of accessing the resources, to create the opportunity for availing different kinds of resources, etc., and setting the priorities and focusing on the goal. So you are very strategic in setting the priorities, which should be addressed first, which should be done fast. So in this way, strategic setting the priorities, focusing on the goal, setting the priorities, and being a strategic planner, strategic implementer. So these are, again it comes under the cognitive competencies. Then next comes your attitude. Here comes your attitude. Attitude is the most important in so skills, competencies and attitudes. So attitude is the most important, and you have to be 24/7 positive, inspirational, enthusiastic. So here it is of course it is a, you can say it is a affective component, affective domain. So it is you can think of it as a non-cognitive competence, but it boosts, it strengthens the cognitive competence. So the main domain is attitude, that is how to bring the positive attitude, positive mindset. So subdomains are like, first is that entrepreneurial passion. You must be very passionate about your entrepreneurial work. So entrepreneurial passion should be there through high achievement. Your goals, your vision and missions are very high. So high achievement needs are there. So that is the entrepreneurial passion. Then self-efficacy. You must have faith on your own abilities and capabilities. Self-efficacy, that is self-belief on one's own abilities. That means you are very much convinced about what you intend to do, and you are very much clear about your goals, your action plans, etc., and you are very much confident about, yes, surely, as because my vision, mission and goals are very noble, surely I am going to get the success, surely I am going to be successful. Yes, of course, finances, monetary profit is not very important for me, but through that means with regard to the popularity and achievement and success, I am definitely going to succeed. So this kind of self-efficacy, self-belief, self-esteem is there. Then entrepreneurial identity. You have to create your identity as an entrepreneur. You have to create your own niche as an entrepreneur. That is the entrepreneurial identity, like the self values and the role identity. That means you have to build up your own set of professional ethics, values, self values, roles and role. You have to create your own identity in the market, in the industry. So self values and the role, like you will be, you have to create your own brand. You can say you have to create your own brand, like for what reason you are so popular, you are branded, you are famous, because now you have established, you have strengthened your standards, your quality, your values, your noble mission, etc., etc. So proactiveness, definitely you have to be very prompt, very enthusiastic, very energetic, very proactive, to be 24/7, thought-provoking, with the thought-provoking ideas and the implementation. So proactiveness with the prompt action orientation. Quickly, you are very quick to grasp anything and to promptly work upon it. So proactiveness for the prompt action orientation. And uncertainty, ambiguity. But you have to be tolerant about the uncertainty and ambiguity. That means you have to create that kind of tolerance, like to tolerate the unambiguity, uncertainty in terms of market feedback, in terms of your students feedback or the stakeholders feedback. You have to be adaptable to this kind of uncertainty, ambiguity in the market. So that is adaptable to the uncertainty, to be patient, to be tolerant and to be authentic in analyzing all these things, then coming to the conclusion. Then innovativeness, of course, innovativeness is very much important, that they are the creative thinker, but thinking creatively is not just enough, you have to implement it. So, when you implement your ideas, creative ideas into an action plan, then you become the innovation, then you become innovative. So, you have to keep update your innovativeness with the novel thoughts and actions every time, with the new ideas, new action plans, new thoughts. Then perseverance, perseverance is again the continuous effort, sustaining effort to overcome all kinds of hurdles, and continuous effort in perceiving the or capturing the new ideas and verifying those ideas, and how to implement those ideas into action. So, how to improve, how to make your enterprise and your enterprise more innovative, more goal oriented, more noble, and more success oriented in terms of quality, in terms of reputation, in terms of customer satisfaction, stakeholder satisfaction, and in terms of brand, brand name. So, this has been adopted from the Lacus source 2014. So, this is the entrepreneurship competencies model. Now, this is a model for academic entrepreneurship cum performance model. So, we have already discussed that the turnaround leaders are the academic leaders, and from academic leaders to be the academic or educational entrepreneurs, again you need to also adopt certain academic entrepreneurship qualities. So, this is the model, that is academic entrepreneurship cum performance model. So, this has been adopted from the from research source given by the Farrington. So, here like in educational entrepreneurship, one is that content, the context is the classroom, definitely context is the classroom, that is in the context classroom context, the instructional design is important, curricula, grading, assessment system, peer support, teacher student relationship, these are the important components. Now, how this process, academic entrepreneurship process, it goes on as a flow, as a developmental process, as a flow. So, from for that matter different components are very important, but how these components are well integrated with each other, and then ends in successful learning outcomes. So, first is the required academic mindset. So, within the context of school or the classroom, etc., academic mindset is very important for being an academic entrepreneur, that is belongingness to academic community, and thinking, taking pride of being an academic professional. You have your own values, your professional ethics, self confidence, self motivation. So, you must possess certain academic mindset to be an academic entrepreneur. Then academic perseverance, you have to constantly put effort, make effort to enrich that discipline, enrich that profession through self discipline, through self regulation tenacity, through delayed gratification. That means, you want to improve that profession, enrich that profession through your continuous academic perseverance. Then comes your academic behaviors. Then how do you manifest those, how do you manifest those perseverance, those effort in terms of the behavior, actions, in terms of the activities, that is you are very particular, regular in classes, doing the homework, organizing the lecture materials, participating in studying in the continuous professional development. So, here these 1, 2, 3 being followed by the fourth segment, that is the learning strategies like having the right kind of study skills, metacognitive strategies, self regulated learning, goal setting, perfect goal setting, that strengthens your academic perseverance and academic behavior. And these are all interrelated, all this mindset, perseverance, academic behavior gets when it gets interrelated with the proper learning strategies, it gets strengthened in the context of the classroom. Now comes along with that, you need to have some of the social skills, like as we know, it's the age of collaborative learning, it's a age of and the new pedagogy advocates for the group learning, collaborative learning, or deep learning. So, here you need to develop certain social skills like interpersonal skill, empathy, emotional intelligence, cooperation, assertiveness, responsibility to strengthen your cognitive skills, cognitive competencies, you need to mix up, blend the social skills, assimilate those social skills to strengthen. Then only ultimately then your academic performance and outcome can be there, which is substantial, which is very positive. And so the result is the academic performance, that is the learning outcome, which is you can say you can get the 100% satisfaction. So, developing the entrepreneurial effectiveness in education sector. Then again, if as an individual academic entrepreneur, you have made your effort, you have put your effort, you have you have adopted the right strategies, you have gained the outcome, learning outcome very successfully, you have been very successful. But from that academic entrepreneur to bring that total entrepreneurship effectiveness in the education sector by bringing transformation in the system. So, here we need to develop a framework. So, a framework is that first is that learning in the curriculum, in the one side that learning in the curriculum is there, and the other side it is the learning outside the curriculum. So, both formal and informal learning are being advocated here. So, formal education, like for example, from the formal education, so we have to develop some of the employability skills, etc., and from the other sources, from the outside the curriculum, we have to develop certain skills. Now, in the next class we will discuss about this model, because it is a very lengthy elaborate task. Now, for the time being we stop here. In the next session we will discuss about this entrepreneurial effectiveness model in the education sector. Now, thank you very much.